All right. All right, folks, we're gonna do ourselves some beaver trapping. So the other day I came through here. This whole system, this ditch is an irrigation ditch, more or less. It's not a real big ditch. It's probably a branch off of a larger creek system, which flows into a river, of course, naturally. And you'll see that there's irrigation from this pond that leads into it. And I got a call from the farmer, and the problem in my area, in my state, and where I live at, is you get these long irrigation ditches, and the farmer calls because there's dams. They block that up, and then it floods the fields. So I've got about 50 beaver trapping videos, somewhere around there, and you'll see some of the damage from the floodwaters if we don't, as trappers, take care of this problem. But the problem that I'm having with this is, obviously, it's open water. It's first part of December. We've had warm weather. It's just been crazy lately as far as the weather wise. And what I noticed with this one is there's no feed bed, and this runs literally a whole mile or a whole section of land, and there's at least 6 dams all the way through here. So I picked the one that was the most largest dam, and then I found a lodge over here in the corner. I'm gonna check the traps on it, and I was hoping that's where the beavers are. But the last time I stopped by, and you can go back and look at the last video, on one of those other sections there was some activity on the dam, and there hasn't been down here. So today, and a long story short, today I'm gonna pull some raccoon traps under around the bridge area, and then I'm going to drop the water level at this dam, and I'm going to drop the water level at the other dam where I saw the activity, maybe a foot or 2 at the most up there, probably a foot. And then I'm going to set some slide wire drowning rigs to catch them. Now in my state I get 48 hours, so that's why I'm doing that. I'm trying to simplify my line and trap only conibears and drowning rigs. That way I can check more traps. So as things slow down, I have to, maintain the line, and I think that's probably the best course of action. So I'm gonna go check these traps, pull those, and it should be a good episode. So hang in there, let's get this done. Well, I made it down to the dam by the bridge area. You're looking for a really good set to keep open and to keep working when you get cold weather. Hear that water running through there? Oh my gosh, these are really good sets right here. If you're fighting cold weather and ice, and you're looking for places or locations to trap, if you can hear all that water running through there, you can have a really good set. But it's been super nice here, so I haven't had to. But you could easily make some sets along there, and your traps will keep working. If you're new to trapping, that's what you're looking for, that running water to keep your traps or your sets open. Caught this raccoon here on a blind set right next to the corner, and not a real big raccoon. Caught in some wire, looks like. So I'm gonna get that dispatched, and then I'm gonna drop the water level here. There we go. I just dropped the water down about a foot, which will help with my channels, and definitely help out a lot with my channels up north on the other side. I'm just gonna drop it a foot. I'll probably do the same on the other one on the next dam up, and that should definitely help. I usually, if you guys are new at beaver trapping, I usually don't like to do that until I start catching beavers. But at the same time, I don't have a lot of time on my hands. So some guys, they come in and they do that the first thing. I don't like putting a lot of pressure on beaver. So I like to catch them, and then if I've got one left, I'll do this. But this is gonna help with my channels. I've got some channel sets up there on some dive unders, and that'll definitely help because it's just too deep. So all right, there we go. Let's keep moving. All right, guys, so I am at the lodge. You can see all the little, and I figured out why I wasn't catching them. I got a hole on this side here, but there's another hole right here. And that's the problem with these lodges. If you guys like to trap lodges, is there's usually an in and an out. Sometimes they go in one and out the other, or sometimes they use both. So I didn't look at it very good. This is gonna be to the top of my boot, so it's gonna be real hard to set that. If this was the ice in the wintertime, I could stand right there, set my trap, and then go. It's that simple. But probably looking at getting some chest waders on this one. Drop the water a little bit, so that should help. And I'm starting to see another hole over here too. So probably gonna have to get my chest waders on for next trip. Set this one and set that hole over there, and that'll probably get my beavers. So you can't miss these little holes, which is why I'm hoping my channel sets will connect. So I am thinning out the raccoons, which is helpful. If I need to start setting some coil springs, I can. Yep, that's how these go sometimes, a little slow. Gotta get all those holes though, and no exceptions. Well, here's my beaver dam on where the active beaver actually I've got a 280. It's right here. You may not be able to see that with the shadows. There's a crossover trail over here, and it doesn't look like they visited it last night. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a drowning rig on this corner here. I'm gonna see if I can't put them in this water, and then put a second one in here too. I usually like to do it on the corners where the water's not flowing through, so I put it right here for sure. And I'd like to have the other one right here if I could, but my 280's in the way. So I'll get two in there. I might show you how those two go real quick. And then I've got some fur upstream, so I need to check that out. The plan is I'm gonna let those drowning rigs run probably a trip, and then if that doesn't work, I'll start pulling some water out of this dam and draw them out to fix it. All right, here we go. Well, folks, I think we got something good right here. Oh yeah. Nice bobcat. Real nice bobcat. Can't beat that at all. So trapping beaver back in here in this corner, and I set a couple coil springs, and nice. There was a lot of coyotes coming through here, so it's really set for coyotes, but I'll take a bobcat. Oh yeah. So all right, I'm gonna get a little closer. Nice front foot catch on a 1.5 coil. Got at least three toes in there deep, and pretty feisty. Spotting isn't too bad, and 3 good toes on a 1.5 coil spring is pretty good. Those are really good strong traps, guys, and can't beat that at all. If you're curious what I had, let me see what I have on that. Cletus is bobcat meat. It's in the hole, and Coyote Frenzy was the collar that I used on this set. Just a simple dirt hole. Lots of coyote activity coming through here, and I don't want to say I got lucky with the bobcat, but wasn't expecting it, and but you can't beat that, and real pleased with how that turned out. So here was the catch. It's a female, really nice looking cat, nice spots, can't beat that at all, and Really a beautiful bobcat. So real happy with that catch. So it's all right, guys. So I found a spot on this creek. The ditch goes through that way. The cooner kind of coming on the back, the other top side, but I think I'm gonna be able to put my trap on a shelf right here and then put a mud mound right there. I use a simple slide wire set since I'm usually down in the water anyways. That's what works well for me. Just gonna put that trap right here on the shelf, and then I'm gonna bait the top of that. I'll show you what it looks like when I get done. All right, so you've never done the slide wire before. I have a really good video on how to construct the drowning setup that I use. Basically, the end that the trap stays on is on this side, and I do it first, and that's where my trap is gonna go, like this. And they basically go down the wire, and then I put my T-bar back in there, and then they won't be able to come back. So in my state, Missouri, we get a 48-hour check on these. It's every 2 days. I usually do check my traps mostly every day anyways, but it is kind of nice to have that in my state. And so basically I'll catch it here and it'll slide down and the dispatch will be in the water. So it's real effective set. Can't beat it. All right, so I got my trap in there. It's set. When I set it, I give it a little quarter turn and I hide the chain with the mud. And then I put a big mud dauber right here. And then I'm going with Dobbin's backbreaker on this one. Just gonna put a little bit of this on this stick. Just like that. I'm gonna stick it in the mud. And that's the set. So he's gonna come by, check that out, step his foot in the pan, slide down at the end of the wire. Pretty simple set, and you can do it too. All right, let's keep moving. Hey folks, hope you guys liked that episode, doing ourselves some land trapping, and had a good time doing it. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe, turn the little bell notifications on. Otherwise, click the thumbs up, helps me out a lot. I'm Jinx, and have a great day.